So I'm a planner. I had my plan. Whenever I got pregnant, I figured out all the ways that I could have my baby. And then when time came to have my baby, I realized, well, first of all, my baby was like a week and a half late. And then the plan didn't go according to plan and everything was really different. But the truth is that every single time that baby smiles at me, or every single time I can soothe him, or every single time there's something that I do and he responds and he reminds me that he's like a little person that I have to take care of. He reminds me that it wasn't about the journey, it was about the destination. It wasn't about my birth plan, it's about the fact that I had him and now it's my job to take care of him and love him and make sure he gets to heaven. And the same thing happens when I follow my GPS. I get super stuck on what I think is the destination. So if there's a road that's marked, I don't wait to see if the GPS is telling me to stay on that road or to exit on that road. So as long as the road pops up on my GPS, I follow that road until it's no longer the same road I was on. And then of course the GPS starts to recalculate because I got lost. And the point is that I think that sometimes things that are temporary, I take them as permanent. And the same thing happens in my life. Whenever there's an opportunity, when I was younger, whenever a boy came up and I was praying for a husband, so I thought, okay, this is the boy, this is my husband, or this is the opportunity that I'm going to stay in, or this is the job that I want to stay in, or this is the school that I want to stay in. And we are following on these answered prayers, and then God asks something different of us. It sort of like throws us off because either God messed up or we messed up in our prayer, or we don't know how to listen to God's will, when in reality, sometimes God allows us to stay in opportunities, not because they were our final destination, but because they were part of our journey. And then he comes and he asks us for something else. And one of the differences between a GPS and God is that the GPS marks the way, but God is the way, and God is the destination. So there's no way to lose ourselves as long as we're lost in God, because that's our final destination. That's the way that we should be following. So if God allows us to take another path, we should trust that he is not going to let us be lost. And so from a mom that gets lost, from a mom that is trying to find her way, I wanted to remind you and to remind myself that the easiest, most sure way of getting to God is through Mary. Because when we walk with Mary, we find ourselves